Welcome to The Real Deal with Jason Silverman, the podcast dedicated to helping you build the business of your dreams and live the life you always hoped for, with valuable and fun tips and info to make your life easier and more fun. And now, here's your host, a man who sprinkles metal shavings on his breakfast cereal just for fun, Jason Silverman.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Real Deal with Jason Silverman. I'm your host, Jason Silverman, and I'm thrilled to share some time with you once again today. As you know, I am always in the hunt for interesting as well as super smart or real deal guests, and I got to tell you, today's show is a grand slam home run. I want to introduce my listeners to somebody who's truly been there and done that and is changing lives the world over. So I'm excited to pick her brain for your benefit today. Now, for the folks who I work with in any of my coaching programs, my mastermind group, or through Powerful Words character development or all-star cheer sites, you know how much I focus on the importance of living your purpose, right? Well, this show is going to help us to do just that. So today it's going to be my honor and privilege to share an amazing resource with you. You're going to love today's guest. She's got a ton of valuable information about what I consider to be a super hot topic, not just to help you succeed, but really to help you succeed at being you and being successful as you. So I want you to strap yourself in. Today's show is going to be a blast. As I'm sure you already know, I'm committed to helping business owners just like you to become more successful, enjoy your career more, and in general, make your life significantly more fun. As you know, we only get one ride around this merry-go-round, and we want to make sure it's one hell of a ride. Alrighty, boys and girls, it is now that time. I want you to stop surfing Facebook, put away your phone, your tablet, your dog, your cat, your spouse, your significant other, your child, anything that might possibly distract you from today's show. You're about to get some great and immediately implementable information, and I don't want you to miss even a second of it. So before we officially get going, let me give you a little bit of background about our special guest today. Debbie Phillips is the inspiring founder of Women on Fire and a pioneer in the field of executive and life coaching. Known for transforming women's lives, her gift is her ability to see and nurture strengths, gifts, and talents. Her credits include the book Women on Fire, 20 Inspiring Women Share Their Life Secrets and Save You Years of Struggle, Volume 1 and 2. After several years of coaching individuals and teams, in 2003, she founded Women on Fire. It's a membership community for women that features gatherings, retreats, expert interviews, and coaching support to extend inspiration, strategies, and support for women's successes. Prior to becoming a coach, she was a reporter for the Columbus Citizen Journal, a deputy press secretary to former U.S. Senator John Glenn during his quest for the Democratic presidential nomination, press secretary to former Ohio Governor Richard F. Celeste, and executive in charge of U.S. Health Productions Company, which featured the internationally syndicated television health and lifestyle show, Life Choices. Debbie, welcome to The Real Deal. I'm thrilled to have you today.
Hey, Jason, I think I'm going to have you follow me around everywhere. That was a great introduction. Thank you.
It would be my pleasure. That would be fun. So,
it would be fun.
Listen, before we get started, for those who haven't had the opportunity and sincere pleasure of meeting you or hearing you speak or getting a hug from you, take a second, share your story with our listeners. What are you passionate about? What makes you tick? Who is Debbie Phillips?
Well, thank you for asking that. I think what I'm passionate about is people. I love both men and women, and we have some of the greatest supporters of all time, including along the way you, Jason Silverman, of Women on Fire. But I think I'm just most passionate about connecting women so that they become successful. And so that is the biggest thing. I've always been passionate about that my whole life. And it's so exciting to be at this stage of my life and career and still feel that passion for believing that women can make such a huge difference in this world. And that women have been often at a disadvantage in being all they can be and having the ability to bring women together and allow them to explode. So that explode in a good way. So that is what I'm really, really passionate about.
Fabulous. And I've seen this live, and folks, you are in for such a treat today. So tell me this, how would you describe Women on Fire? What was the true inspiration for it?
Well, I think like many inspirations for people, when Women on Fire is no different, a lot of times it grows out of our pain. And so in the beginning, I was thinking, I just want to connect my amazing clients, because at that point I was a life and executive coach. I started connecting clients together. But once I sat down and I thought about where was this really originated? Again, like many of us, it grew out of pain. And that is, I'm the oldest of 5 children. My mother had 5 children in 7 years. And even as a little girl, I remember thinking my mother didn't get to live her dream, as she loved being a mother, but she had so much more inside of her, and she was sad about that. And I knew that as a child. She didn't get to live her dream. And even as a little girl, I was thinking, my mother doesn't have enough support to do what she really wants and needs to do in life. So that became the original seed for how can women have inspiration, strategies, and support to really live their dreams.
Wow. Wow. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, well, I didn't either until I'd actually been doing Women on Fire for maybe 5 years. And I thought, I really need to think about all of the tenets, all the tentacles rather, of where this came from. And I was able to think like, wow, because I knew it had always been inside of me, but sometimes when we take that deep dive into ourselves, we find all those little gems, and that certainly was one.
Wow, certainly. I mean, I could see that as such a major motivator too. So, who, just curious, who do you consider to be a typical Woman on Fire?
Well, Women on Fire as an organization is very intergenerational, and I'm really proud of that. We just launched Project Glow, so we have women in their teens and as members of Women on Fire, and our oldest members are in their late 80s, and we even have a couple of 90-year-olds. But I would say the typical Woman on Fire is probably a woman in her 40s with kids, working outside of her home. Maybe she has her own business, or maybe she's, works in a business and is married. 75% of all of our women are married. I would say 40% of all of our women are responsible or thinking about or taking care of not only kids, but their parents or someone elderly, maybe it's even grandparents, that they're very, very concerned about. So our women are very much in the sandwich generation. And one of the hallmarks of our typical Women on Fire is that she may love what she does, but she knows she has so much more to give or offer, or she's got that big thing inside of her that she fully wants to express in the world, may not know exactly how to get there or when she'll be able to get there. But that's really our woman. She wants more for her family, more for her community, more for life in general.
I have to interrupt here for a second, because I got to tell you, the detail you just went into on understanding exactly who your people are is so amazing. So folks, as you're participating in this podcast, as you're listening to it and looking at it, understand that didn't happen by accident. And it's so important to understand, I would call it from a marketing perspective, targeting, but gosh, I mean, I'm guessing, and correct me if I'm wrong here, Debbie, that, these are the people that you know that you can have the biggest impact with, right?
Right. Exactly. And you're raising such a good point for everyone who's listening. When I was saying those words to you, I can see the faces of those women inside Women on Fire. I know who they are. And I see them. So it makes it easy for me to describe, because I know who they are.
So if you're writing an ad, or if you're writing an email, or if you're doing a video, exactly, you're not just talking to a camera at this point, you're just looking at a screen. You've actually got real faces, real names. Like you've hugged these people. You felt that energy. I mean, that's, and folks, I keep referencing this because one thing my wife has always said about Debbie is she's like a warm hug on a cold day.
Aww, I love your wife and you.
That's forever. Yeah, well, she's pretty
Thank
fabulous. You. So I want to keep digging in. So how did you how did you get to the position now where you're at today? You've got 90,000 plus Facebook followers, hundreds of members in the U.S. and outside of the country as well. How did that happen?
Right. I would say, Jason, it was really consistency of communication. So, and it's not always easy. And I am in business too with my husband, and over the years, we've had a newsletter, we've had, regular emails. I'm now doing a daily video. And so while it hasn't always been the same mode of communication, it's changed over time, it's been consistent. And so that's the thing that your clients, the people that you want to appeal to, you have to consistently communicate with them so that they feel that they're a part of your world, and you get to know them so that they're a part of your world as well. So consistency is the single biggest thing. And all of us know, maybe we're on somebody's email list and then we don't hear from them for 3 years, and then all of a sudden they pop back up. What is it you feel in your gut? I'm throwing this back to you, Jason. What is it you feel in your gut when you see them pop back up?
Well, what the hell do they want to sell me now?
Right. Exactly. Or you're like, well, hey, what happened to you? And why didn't you tell me? Where you been? Exactly. And so that's why consistency. And again, you can change the medium because sometimes you have to. I mean, we didn't have podcasts like this 5-10 years ago. We didn't have videos like we can do now. So you change the method or the medium, but just don't change the consistency. Just find a way to stay in touch with the people that you love and that you want to share whatever you have to share with.
You mean I can't just send one email and then I'll get like 90 bazillion followers and everybody's going to throw money at me? It doesn't work that way.
I want to know how that works.
Yeah, it doesn't. So I know you've really intimately interviewed powerful women such as Gloria Steinem, Vanessa Williams, Marianne Williamson, Judy Blume, so many more. Mm-hmm. What would you say are some of the most important lessons you've learned from these women?
Mm-hmm. Well, I just interviewed Gloria Steinem for Women on Fire a second time last week, actually, in front of thousands of people in Milwaukee. And I always learn from every single guest that I have. And I think some of the biggest lessons that I've learned is never give up. It's always, there will be the dark before the dawn, that no matter what, just don't stop. Also, I've learned from these women is to really know yourself and to live your values. And I'm thinking of Vanessa Williams when I say that, because many of you will know Vanessa Williams she was the first African American Miss America right toward the end of her reign, which is a year, like I think she was in month 10. Someone posted nude pictures of her, and she lost her crown. And for so many people, imagine that around the world. Here's this 20-year-old young woman who faces this. And what did she do? She just kept going. And today, last year, the Miss America organization actually officially apologized to her for that happening. But she never stopped. And she kept following her passion, kept following her dreams, which was to be an actress, to be a singer, and to be a mom, and she's succeeded in all of those things. So I think the big message from interviewing all these amazing women is just that. Just never give up. There's going to be really tough times, and you just keep going. And I want to add something that Vanessa said to me that stays with me almost every day, and that is she's been on so many television shows, really, like Desperate Housewives and Ugly Betty, and many, many more TV shows than that, and many movies. And I asked her, like, what happens in that moment that, a popular show gets canceled or, they're done with your services. And she said, oh, that's really easy. I just always go, next. Isn't it fabulous? So like, no matter what happens, you just go, okay, next, in that tone.
That's fabulous.
Yeah.
It truly is. Because I mean, we've all been there, right? Like it can be as simple as, you know, I lost my $8 an hour job as a waitress or whatever it was to, you know, losing a movie role or whatever that may be.
Yeah.
So that's huge. So after interviewing all these amazing women, who else do you hope to interview?
You know, I think about that every day. And I think at the moment, right now, if you waved a magic wand or I could wave a magic wand, I would love to interview Michelle Obama. I have been fortunate enough. I actually met Michelle Obama before she came onto the national scene. And someone, at the time said to me, this of course was like 2007 or 8, 2007, I guess it was. And someone said, you know, what do you think of her? And I said, if she were running for president, I could tell you I would vote for her because this was way before, you know, that they were even in office. She was so impressive. I happen to live on Martha's Vineyard, so I see her almost every summer when they're here, and I've had the great fortune, again, to reconnect with her. I think she is a real secret. I mean, we all know how she's amazing, but I think she has so much more to offer the world. And I would love to interview her again.
Would be fabulous. I'd like to listen to that interview myself.
Yeah. She's really special. And when you're in her presence, if you have met her, one-on-one, she's just super warm and loving and really, really, really real. And I love that about her.
Fabulous. That doesn't surprise me at all.
Yeah.
Now, what, you know, with Women on Fire, what kind of wisdom do you share with people that helps them to actually set their lives ablaze?
Well, one of the things that at Women on Fire, there's a lot of wisdom shared because the group shares wisdom. And there's a private Women on Fire page for members. And in that, I've often said, wow, we could take any of these threads and turn it into a book because it's the women themselves that share wisdom. But Women on Fire is built on a number of aspirations, and I won't certainly go through them all, but the number one aspiration is for women to cheer on each other. And when that happens, when women cheer on each other, there's a rising tide. I always say a rising tide lifts all boats, but there's a rising tide that happens that allows everyone to get their dreams. So that's a piece of the wisdom. Cheer on each other, invest in yourself and in your potential. And I'm sure, Jason, that in your world, this is something that's really important too. Because when you invest in yourself and in your potential, amazing things happen. And I know, because I know you, and I think I met you in the world of investing in yourself from, you know, an educational standpoint and in your business. So that's one of the pieces of wisdom that we give. Another piece of wisdom that we talk about a lot, because it's very difficult, not only for women, for men and women to do, but in particular for women to do, is ask for help. We talk about that a lot, and we talk about ways, even give each other language to ask for help, because it's always magical. You know, when you ask for help, most of the time you get it, and when you don't, you find some. You know, it's one of those kind of next. You know, you'll find somebody that's gonna help you. So another big piece of wisdom that we talk about is never compare yourself to others. That's just a slippery slope to loss, you know, because you never, ever can be, you know, there's always going to be somebody wealthier, smarter, thinner, with better behaved children than you. You know, so just stop comparing and only think about your goals. What are your goals and how are you doing with your goals? Do not waste valuable energy comparing yourself to others. And I want to tell you a super quick story. One time, my husband was actually working with a family of billionaires, and they were all upset because so-and-so had bigger, you know, like they had a G5, which I don't even know, you know, these amazing private jets, and somebody else had like whatever the next bigger plane was, and they were all in a Twitter about that. So it just proves that you can be super, super wealthy and somebody can always have a bigger jet than you. And so you just don't even go there. It's just a really ridiculous waste of time. So those are just a few of the pieces of wisdom that we reinforce and that you can get at Women on Fire.
So important, all of them. Now, I know you alluded to this before, but your daily spark where you're creating a video every single day for Women on Fire. I got to ask a couple, like, I guess some actual questions about like how this works. Like, first of all, what's the purpose? And
Sure.
I guess from a selfish perspective, is that challenging for you to commit to? Like, how do you get that done?
All those are really good questions, Jason. Well, so here's what happened, and this is when you have a long-term organization. And I know many of those of you who are listening, you've been in business for a really long time. Jason, you've been in business for a really long time. And so every single week I wrote what was called the Spark. And I would take all day Sunday writing that. And I just got bored with myself. And so this goes back to what we were talking about before. When you're an entrepreneur, when you have people that you're responsible and want to communicate with, you have to find ways that are inspiring to them and to you as well. So I know that my women, because I have so many of them, I know they love to be communicated with, and I was looking for a way that would be fun. Well, I just put this as a challenge to myself because you can literally video yourself with super simple cameras. I do it mostly with an iPhone. And I know that every day I'm thinking about my women all day long, and there's things I want to say to them. I often write to them on the private Facebook page, but I know it's powerful to come by video. So on my birthday last year, on June 25th, I started the first of these daily videos. And I will tell you something, Jason, I'm at day 125 or something like that at this point. And it was actually harder in the beginning. And now it's more of okay, there's 5 things I could say to them today. And the idea is, can I provide them with a resource? Can I say something inspiring? Can I do something that will uplift their life in 2 minutes or so? So I'd say the average, I sometimes go between 2 and 3 minute videos, and I can already tell you it is the thing that has been, in terms of form of communication, it's been the single most powerful form of communication I have ever used with Women on Fire.
It's fabulous. It's,
Thank you.
Like I remember hearing this and just thinking, she's insane.
So did I. I haven't been bothered with that. No, thank you.
But yeah, that's quite a commitment. I mean, what an amazing statement you're making on the importance of your people by making that commitment to them and to yourself. I mean, I think the discipline of it, alone is worth it, right?
Yeah.
And obviously you're, for anybody who, owns a gym or owns a school or owns something, what a great opportunity to, number one, continue with the celebritization of yourself, but more importantly, be top of inbox to these people, right? Like, let them look for it. Like, what are they going to say today? And I've got to believe, your communication skills, Debbie, have always been, in the 1%er range. So with everybody else, though, who may not already have that skill set, I've got to believe that this would improve upon that. Would you say?
Thank you. Yes. And I totally agree with that. And I so could see, for people who are listening, I could see you doing this. And it really is a 1 or 2 minute, just you sharing something. And because there are things to think about, if you're doing something from video, you can easily do it. It's very in the moment, and you have this if you have a gym, what a great setting. And you could literally read an inspiring quote to them. People are using their phones, their smartphones and they're looking at videos, and they want a friendly face, and they want something familiar. And I'm getting enough feedback now. People will just say, I go on to see your smile. I mean, we are a culture that we just need to be uplifted. It's hard enough to live our lives. We need to be uplifted. And everybody listening is in a position, to share one piece of, inspiration every day.
I almost feel like it should be a responsibility,
Yeah.
Especially for the folks who are impacting our next generation, and they're out there. It's part of your why is that you're out there changing the lives of tomorrow.
Right.
And what a great opportunity we all have at this point, but to be able to, change the life of a kid who, just maybe isn't getting that at home, or change the life of a parent who might not have it with their spouse, or may not have isn't having happiness or success at work. Wow, what a great thing that at least they know they can go one place and at least get that one thing each day that changed them. So fabulous. Thank you for doing it.
Right. Well, thank you for sharing this. And I'm really excited. And I hope if anybody who's listening decides to do a daily video or even a 5-day-a-week video, I hope you'll share that with me, because I love knowing about that.
This is tremendous. All right. It is time for our resource of the week. So Debbie, tell me this. How can my listeners find out more about you, more about Women on Fire? How you go about helping people to live a better life?
All they have to do is go to our website at womenonfire.com. And I also have a blog. It's debbiephillips.com, but you can get to everything from womenonfire.com.
So www.womenonfire.com.
You got it.
DEBBIEPHILLIPS.com. These will both be on the show notes, so people can click through directly. But folks, there are times in life when you have an opportunity to connect with somebody who will absolutely change your life. And, just from personal experience, Debbie's one of those people. So
thank you.
You absolutely must take the time, get up there, go get inspired. This is one of the good guys. So Debbie, I always like to end my podcast with what I consider to be a really telling question. So if you could give business owners just one solid piece of advice to either help their business, or probably more importantly, to help them to live a better life, what would that piece of advice be?
Well, this may surprise some people, but I think it is absolutely critical and crucial that you have a daily practice to start off your day. And it can be very, very short. And even if you're trying to get kids out the door, you can do this in 2 minutes. Now, my daily practice in the morning is I have these little pads. They're called Gratty pads. And I write down 5. It's already pre-prepared. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I write down every single day 5 things I'm grateful for. I'm usually reviewing the day before, because I do it first thing in the morning. I also keep a stack of inspiring books beside me. So every single morning without fail, I either I do my Gratty pad, but then if I have extra time, I just pull a book and I read one passage of inspiration. So no matter how crooked my day, because we can all wake up and be on the other side of the bed before we even stick our feet on the floor, just not waking up in a great mood. But that guarantees that we set our day in a powerful way with a daily practice of your choice that I feel should be, come from inside, something inspiring inside.
I love that. And that's actually been one of the driving forces that, I start each morning with what are the 3 things I'm grateful for? Who are 3 people that I'd like to reach out and help today? And again,
love it.
What else can what are 3 things I can do to change the world? So that actually came directly from you and your husband. So, so thank you for that.
I was like, that's brilliant.
That's brilliant. I love where have I heard that before? That actually came directly from Debbie and Rob. So, thank you for that. Because again, that's actually how, I believe, nothing works without gratitude. So you can actually choose to have a crappy day or choose to have an amazing day. So it's amazing that so many people take the wrong choice.
Yeah.
So this is the gratitude, and the Gratty pads are fabulous.
Thank you, but I think I'm going to pick up I like yours now. I was My daily practice. That's good.
You know what? Usually, like, I try and sneak this in before I hear fighting downstairs with my kids.
Right, exactly.
I'm like, okay, I'm grateful that I can hear the fighting that's downstairs. I'm grateful that I can walk down the stairs and try to avoid getting smacked. Okay, yeah, it's all part of it. All right. Well, Debbie, thank you so much for joining me today. I know how busy your schedule is.
Jason.
This is fun.
Awesome.
This is thank you for just being here, and thank you for being a light in the world. It's the world needs more of you.
Oh, thank you so much. Right back at you.
Folks, that is all the time we've got today. Thanks so much for tuning in to The Real Deal with Jason Silverman. For more info about private coaching or to see if you benefit from one of my mastermind groups, visit me over at www.jasonmsilverman.com. I look forward to helping you achieve the success that you truly deserve. Until next time, let me leave you with this. Get out there and be the real deal. Set a goal, make a plan, work like hell towards it, and achieve the success that's waiting for you. Now's the time. Get out there and make it happen, folks. This has been Jason Silverman, and I hope you have a spectacular week.
You've been listening to The Real Deal with Jason Silverman. To access the great resources mentioned in the show and for information on coaching and mastermind group opportunities with Jason, please visit jasonmsilverman.com.